I'm trying a little bit of an experiment today. We're making Mississippi mud pie, and normally I would use like a strong coffee or maybe even a nice coffee stout or porter, something like that to make our flourless chocolate cake. But I'm actually going to try something. I have no idea how it's going to come out, but this is the Timber Beast from Lazy Magnolia. It's Mississippi's oldest brewery. It's a rye double IPA or imperial IPA. That's delicious. But this Imperial IPA has a good amount of bitterness to it. It's got great flavor from that rye. It's got these really unique undertones. So I'm going to use this to replace the coffee or the maybe coffee stout or porter or something that you might use in a flourless chocolate cake. I'm going to replace that with this. See what happens. Let's make some mud pie. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast. Super excited to have you with me today. We're making Mississippi mud pie, and we're doing it a little bit different. We're going off the rails. We're going to use the Lazy Magnolia Timber Beast. I have no idea how it's going to come out, but let's give it a shot and see what happens. Got the chocolate crust baking away. Let's start working on our flourless chocolate cake. Very careful when you're mixing this. You don't want to overmix this. You just beat a bunch of air into those egg whites. And now if you overmix this, you're just going to deflate all that air. And now for the pudding. Whoops. All right, we got our pudding all mixed up and our cake is out of the oven. I'm gonna let both of these cool for about 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap them with plastic wrap, but with the pudding, we wanna push that plastic wrap down right on top of the top layer right there. This will help it from developing a little bit of a skin. We're gonna pop this in the fridge I'm gonna do it for overnight, but you can do it for a minimum of 3 hours at least. Then we're gonna mix up the pudding, pour it right over on top of this layer, make some homemade whipped cream, top it on top of that. Once it's thoroughly refrigerated, we'll start assembling our mud pie, and then we get to finally dive in. See you guys tomorrow. All right, we've got our fresh whipped cream all done. Got the cake and the pudding out of the refrigerator. And now we're gonna start assembling our mud pie. That is delicious. So I've had mud pie a dozen times before at restaurants. This is the first time I've made it at home from scratch, and what a difference. Holy cow. That pudding is just silky and chocolate. I mean, there's chocolate layered through this entire thing. And the cookie crust, that flourless chocolate cake, that gives a nice little bit of consistency to it. And then you have that chocolate pudding on top of that, topped with whipped cream. So this is sweet, this is rich, this is decadent, this is fantastic. All right, now the moment I've been waiting for. I want to pair this thing up with the Timber Beast from Lazy Magnolia. When it came to beer pairing on this one, I wanted to think outside the box a little bit. So that extra sweetness you get from the Imperial IPA with a little bit of bitterness, I'm hoping is going to play off some of those chocolate tones, the sweetness from here, and pair really well. I normally would pair a stout with this. I think a stout would go fantastic. So this experiment may fall flat on its face, but let's see what we got. Rich, creamy, silky, just so good. Wow, that's actually surprisingly really good. I really think what's making this work is the rye. That flavor profile of the rye malts just pairing with this chocolate actually harmonize really fantastically. Well, that's it for Mississippi Mud Pie, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If you feel that I represented Mississippi well, hit that like button below, comment, let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, man.